Renowned author and storyteller Dr Gcina Mhlophe continues to champion literacy in children. Her latest endeavour, commemorating Mandela Day Beyond Funda Wande, is a non-profit organisation partnering with schools to encourage reading and supply new reading materials. Dr Mhlophe joins us now to tell us more about this initiative and the need to amplify child literacy in the country. Good morning, Doctor, and thank you so much for your time.
Hey, good morning. Sanibonani dumelang. You talk about my favorite subject.
I know. You've been passionate about the subject. Now, recent studies have shown at least 80% of grade 4 learners in South Africa cannot read for comprehension, Doctor. Why do you think this is?
I keep hearing this narrative that children cannot read for meaning. There's a certain amount, but 80%, that's pushing it. Teachers are working hard out there against very, very difficult conditions. And there's quite a good number of NGOs that are soldiers out there on the ground working with communities, with little reading clubs, with schools, and making sure that books are reaching those little hands. And I think we must also praise those people who are doing this kind of work. And no matter how much we've done as Newzroom Afrika literacy campaign, we're always constantly looking for sister organizations to partner with. That is why you saw me in Cape Town yesterday. And so I think unless children have books in their hands, they cannot read. That's our job, to make sure they get books, and particularly in their mother tongues.
Absolutely. Now, you speak about being in Cape Town for the Funda Wande initiative. Tell us more about this and how you hope to change this narrative of illiteracy amongst children in South Africa.
Thank you. I was invited by Funda Wande in Cape Town, and yesterday they were celebrating Mandela Day. The whole of July, people are doing different initiatives, different parts of the country, and yesterday was Cape Town in a beautiful school, little people just wide-eyed and holding books like little treasures. And it was a school called, what is it called, Kalk Steenfontein near what is the area called now? In the Cape Flats. And it's a beautiful, beautiful environment, and the teachers who love the children. And we went there with Funda Wande and some of their staff members and their colleagues, and we arrived there, and I went there to say, some of the people you see have written these books, you can actually meet them in person. I walked there in the bookshelves, they've got several of my books, and the teacher said, that's the one. That's the one who wrote that book and that book. And it was so exciting. And they published in different languages. We have got something in Afrikaans and something in isiXhosa, in Siswati, and in English. And it is so good to see what Funda Wande is doing. And they are insisting that they want children to be able to read, not only read, but to be comfortable in learning to count, because that goes hand in hand. You don't want to find yourself stuck with computers or trying to count and not being able to do so. So literacy and numeracy go hand in hand. And I celebrate what Funda Wande does. We at Newzroom Afrika, we love partners like that who are that committed.
Now, Doctor, you have been on this mission. I mean, you've dedicated your entire life to helping children fall in love with reading. As a matter of fact, we have crew members here who remember the role that you played in their lives at in very early stages of their schooling. So now, let's talk about this. Why has this been important to you, and particularly as someone who came from a generation where reading was actually discouraged by the previous government, amongst Black people particularly?
You know, no matter how much the apartheid government tried to discourage reading, we had very few books in the schools, but our teachers made sure that we read together. And reading out loud, it's something that is not amplified enough in South Africa today. When you read out loud and you hear the words come out of your own mouth, you hear your own voice, and you get used to reading in front of other people, there's no stopping you. It's like a marathon runner who learns to run, and then before you know it, no matter how comfortable they are, then people start watching, Gcina. And when we say read, we are proud of the way you pronounce the words, of the way you look at a book like it's something so precious. And so for us, it was like that. Books were so rare. We didn't have libraries in our schools. We didn't have books in our homes. But once we got hold of a book, we thought, wow, let's delve into this thing. Let's make sure that we are good examples as parents. as community members, as teachers, any kind of leader for that matter. It has been precious because our freedom means nothing without educated young people. I'll continue saying that. I'll continue saying that. It doesn't make any sense if we're going on about freedom, how many years we are counting, and children cannot have books to read. Let's put money into that space where children get books and own the books. That's important.
And Doctor, do you feel that we have made significant strides, especially, as a new democracy in South Africa in that regard?
In some communities, yes, but in some communities, they've been left behind. And that's not right. That's just not right. In some communities, when we go, because we visit very rural areas, Newzroom is very passionate about going to deep rural areas. You arrive there, there's hardly any dent, or like when we went to Kranskop, people were just so shocked that we even arrived. They said, nobody comes here. Nobody thinks about us. You go to places, when we arrive in those spaces, it's like the forgotten back of the beyond. We cannot forget any community because somebody who is prominent in society was born there, excuse me.
Yeah.
There's no back of beyond, there's no middle of nowhere, it's middle of somewhere because there's somebody who's successful, who's got just 1,000 or 2,000 rands to buy some books for those communities, and they will read it, they will share it until it is old, but the words inside will never grow old.
That's powerful, Doctor, that really is. Now, you've been a beacon in the worlds of literature and entertainment, and even in this ever-changing world that we live in, I mean, now we live in the fourth industrial revolution, there's the advancement of artificial intelligence. How do you think that we can utilize this new digital era that we live in to continue with storytelling and promoting literature amongst children?
I think if we partner the artificial intelligence and all the computers and the different gadgets that we have, partner them with reading, because there are also books available online, and there are also certain ways of making sure that children just read a few paragraphs per day, just 1 or 2 paragraphs per day. When we have got that goal, then all the information that is accessible to you online, you can find it, you can access it, and make sure that you benefit from it. I find that young people, when they are in high school and they're heading for university, they've got to find information online, If you cannot read comfortably, you cannot access that information. They're going to keep telling you, no, go in such and such a page, go in such and such. You can't access it, like somebody telling you, there's a lake over there and you are thirsty. There's a lake over there. They point you to the left and you go to the right. And that's not good. I also think the role played by teachers who are making extra time to encourage young people to read must be celebrated. The more we criticize, it's almost saying, okay, we don't see you. You haven't done anything. We don't see you. You haven't done. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's important then for us to honor those people who work hard. The principal at the school where we went yesterday, you've never seen such a loving principal. I mean, she just is so passionate about those children. And many of the schools we go to, you can talk to the people at Funda Wande, you can talk to people at Puku, at Nalibali, at different organizations around the country who are pushing this gospel of literacy, because I feel like a missionary pushing the gospel of literacy. Everywhere we work, we want to leave a mark. And make sure also that from time to time we go back, because when you go back, you see the impact. If you just go once and you never come back, you never know what influence, what impact has had your visit, your books have had. Some of the schools we've donated books to, when we go back, we are told that children give up their break time not to play, but to go into the library. And that fills my heart with joy.
Before we let you go, Doctor, and very briefly, I mean, this is a big conversation, but tell us more about Newzroom and what can the person who's watching this conversation right now, what can they do to contribute to this evolution?
The people who are watching right now can know that Nozingwadi, when we started in 2001, we did not think that in 2025 people would be still calling and saying we need books, we need this. People can contribute also when they come to our events by bringing books. Also, when they hear about a particular school in their community, they can say, okay, maybe I can't go with Mam Gcina to the places where she's going, or with Funda Wande, or with Puku, with whatever other NGO that is doing this kind of work. But in my neighborhood, I keep hearing that children need books. I can go and buy a few books and bring to them, or even get them to register in libraries and get library cards. Books are free of charge in libraries, and you can read to your heart's content. We at Gcina Masiko, we constantly are striving to get support to buy books, because we want to make sure we bring good, clean books that are relevant to that particular community. So that's what it's about. And when people look at our Facebook or Instagram, Gcina Masiko Heritage, they start sending messages. I will be coming to your next event. What can I do? Even when we renovate libraries, we get volunteers saying, I'm on board. I'm an able-bodied person. Let's do this. And I thank those people again and again and again.
Well, Doctor, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your promotion of literacy, your contribution to the preservation of indigenous languages as well. We really appreciate your time.
Siyabonga kakhulu, and say hello to Kimberly. I'm coming to Kimberly next week. Azishe.
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 Siyabonga. Thank you, Doctor.
Bless you. Thank you, Masechaba.